contract for Saturn V in 1962. We flew it in 1967. It was a 5-year development, and it was done by people who did not yet have push-button telephones. Okay, you know, this can be done. You can then launch things directly to Mars. And by the way, it doesn't take 2 years to fly to Mars. It takes 6 months to fly to Mars. Mars Odyssey was launched in April of 2001. It arrived in October of 2001. That is 6 months. That was done with 20th century technology. And so you can go to Mars. The first launch, you send to Mars an Earth return vehicle with no one in it. Okay? Then, 2 years later, you launch to Mars every 2 years. You launch 2 more boosters. One sends another Earth return vehicle. The other sends a habitat with a crew of 4 astronauts in it. Okay? There's one design of the Earth return vehicle. We send it to Mars unfueled. It lands on Mars. With a small rover, we deploy a small nuclear reactor, 100 kilowatts. That's like 130 horsepower. It's the same amount of power that's in a medium-sized American car. Makes the power, run a pump, suck in the Martian air, reacts CO2 with hydrogen brought from Earth to produce a very large supply of methane, oxygen, rocket propellant. On later missions, we'll use Martian water. We won't even have to bring hydrogen from Earth. But I would suggest on the first mission bringing the hydrogen. It's only 5% of the propellant weight, after all. Now you've got a fully fueled Earth return vehicle sitting, waiting for you on the Martian surface. Okay, there's the chemistry. You react hydrogen with CO2, you make methane with water, keep the methane electrolyzed with water, make oxygen, recycle the hydrogen. This is very well understood technology. In fact, it's 19th century industrial chemistry. So you had a fully fueled Earth return vehicle waiting on the Martian surface. In the next year, you launch another Earth return vehicle and a habitat with a crew of astronauts in it. Simple tuna can hab, similar to the ones that we use in our Mars Desert Research Station and Arctic Station. Okay, except that this does have a solar flare storm shelter. There's 2 kinds of radiation in space: solar flares, cosmic rays. The solar flares you can shield against. They're only protons with energies of about 1 megavolt. They can be stopped by 5 inches of water or food and water waste. We have enough of those provisions on the ship to create a shelter. The cosmic rays, you're going to take the dose, but it's just not that large. Okay, from a probabilistic point of view, it's a lower risk than smoking. So in fact, if you send smokers to Mars, you'd be reducing their cancer risk. Okay, and as I said, there's a bunch of astronauts and cosmonauts that have already encountered this dose. Okay, the one health factor we have seen in space is zero gravity health deterioration. I recommend using artificial gravity, which we can do by tethering off the burned out upper stage of the booster that threw us to Mars. This avoids the muscle and bone deterioration of zero gravity.